The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. My name is Dave Canyon, and I am your one and only solo podcast host. Oh, there you go. Okay. A little bit of a delayed reaction by the crowd. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, everybody. Dave Canyon here, traveling in my 2008 Kia Rio. Welcome to the Dumbcast. This is the fastest podcast on earth. And I welcome you, my dum-dums. Welcome you to letting me, and thank you for letting me broadcast or dumbcast in between your ears the next 30 minutes or less of basically unrehearsed, unscripted, and potentially raw, I guess, conversation, candid, honest, unedited, because I don't have any editing equipment. The intro is as good as it gets. And by the way, that is Alex Exum. Alex Exum from www.alexexum.com, and he has a show on Spreaker called The Exum Experience. I finally figured it out. It is The Exum Experience, and he is the voice on the intro, so give him a shout as well. Give him a listen. It is Wednesday. It is November 2nd, and this is episode 38. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I have no preconceived thoughts, no agenda. This show is agenda-free. You will not, you might find a little bit of a bias, but it's not really like a preachy bias. It's not like an intentional bias. This show is really, I'd like this show to be about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. It's not really about right-wing agenda. It's not about left-wing agenda. It's not about bashing. It's not about hating. And it's not really even about unity. It's not about bringing everybody together. Although I guess that would be nice if we could find a common ground. And I often think that I do see the truth, or at least try to see the truth in all matters that are important and I guess unimportant. These political matters, that we're debating constantly, whether it's free trade, which I know nothing about, but, racism, prejudice, equal rights, marriage for all, gay and straight marriage, health care, whatever it may be. I kind of pride myself on at least thinking I know what the truth is in all these matters. How can we end this? What was that word they used to use? This grip or this stranglehold on American politics. People not talking across the aisle, as they say, and all that other stuff. Stranglehold. That was the word. The stranglehold on politics, on American politics. I always think I have the solution because there is a middle ground. There is a truth. We have to. I think, in my naive way, in my idealistic way, I'll say. Maybe it's not naive. Maybe it's idealistic. And I do think idealistically in many matters. That it's not really hard to say, all right, you know what? I'm not going to get 100% of what I want. I'm not going to get 100% of what I want for my constituents or what they want. So how can I yield so we can get past this? We can always revisit. And I think in modern day politics, whatever the modern day is, right now it's 2016. Back in the day, 1950, 1920, 1880, whatever. I think everybody always thinks this is it. I have to stand strong. I cannot yield, not one bit, because I'll appear weak. And it's been mostly men running the country for the last 200 some odd years. I don't know if the women are any better or any worse. I wouldn't expect them really to be any better or worse. Louis C.K. just appeared on Conan last night, which would be November 1st. And I don't know, I think it was all comedy. I don't know how serious he was about saying the country needs a mother. Not just a woman, but the country needs a mother. And I mean, there is a logic to that. I agree. You know, we need to be a little bit more motherly in our governing, and then we need to be a little bit less, macho and stubborn. I mean, I think that's why we go to war, because men run these countries, and they go to war. It's very easy for them, or if it's not easy for them, they still find a way to do it. And remember, there's a man going into a conference room with other men, and there's a lot of testosterone in the room, and I don't know anything about testosterone and how it affects men and how it doesn't, but whatever. I don't know how many wars Margaret Thatcher, because she's really the only female leader that I know of. I don't know how many wars she brought Great Britain into. I know there used to be Aquino down in the Philippines after they threw out Marcos. General Marcos, I don't remember his first name. I know the wife was Imelda Marcos, who had 3,000 pairs of shoes. But Ferdinand Marcos, I don't even know. But it was, I'm going to say Joaquin Aquino. That sounds like a guy's name. So it probably wasn't Joaquin. But whatever it was Mrs. Aquino, who was the wife, I think, of an assassinated politician down in the Philippines. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Filipino politics, but I don't know what women would do in politics. I really don't know what is the status of women in leadership roles and how much they accomplish and all that. I don't know their strengths and weaknesses, so I'm not going to comment. I can't comment. I have no data. I mean, based on this campaign that Hillary's running, I don't know. Passing out, how many previous candidates have passed out, or presidential candidates have whatever, these health issues that she may or may not have. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that before. Maybe because she's working extra hard because she is a woman and she feels like she has to work extra hard. Who knows? Is she too old? Is she too frail? I mean, we've never seen her exercise. You know how every president has a jog that they go on, or Barack Obama plays basketball, and whoever. It seems like, I remember Ronald Reagan used to go back to the ranch and chop wood, I guess, tend to the ranch. I don't know what the Bushes did, but it always seems like, everybody has some sort of athletic thing happening. And I don't recall ever seeing Hillary Clinton in anything except some sort of outfit that she's going to work in. So my guess is she's not very athletic, and I don't know her endurance. We don't know that she does Zumba somewhere. Maybe she does Zumba, and we don't know it. She doesn't want everybody to see her in her Zumba outfit. So you always see her in a work outfit. Okay, I don't know. So no agenda. I'm not criticizing or commenting. I don't know. So that's kind of how I feel like this show is. It's agenda-free. I pressed the record button, I let it rip. And so far, for the last 8 minutes, that's what you've heard. You've heard me letting it rip. Let's do the mileage report. I neglected to do that right away. I gave thanks to Alex Exum for the great intro, but I didn't get to the mileage report. Today's mileage report, here in my 2008 Kia Rio. Actually, it's a Kia Rio LX. If anybody knows what that means. I have an LX. I don't even know what that means. But I just know it differentiates me somehow from all the modern day, unordinary Kia Rios. Mine's an LX. The mileage report is brought to you by Pipe Dream. Pipe Dream is a comedy, internet, radio, streaming, talk show. I still have to talk to Mike 3D about how he wants me to describe his show. But it's a comedy talk show that you'll find anywhere you are in the world. If it's Wednesday night at 8 p.m., which is tonight, actually, as I'm recording this, because it's Wednesday, November 2nd, and I'm on the New York State Thruway, northbound, my first of 4 days. I'm not working 5 days this week. Hallelujah. Took a day off to celebrate my wife's birthday. Woo! Good reason to take a day off for the wife's birthday. I really needed a day off anyway, but I didn't want to waste it, so I'm glad I took it on my wife's birthday. So, Pipe Dream, brought to you by the people from ComedyPipe.com, www.comedypipe.com. Mike 3D is the host, he's the founder, the creator, and he'll have Jefferson and Joe Green as his co-hosts. So wherever you are in the world, if it's Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the state of New York or on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America, it is time to turn on your internet and look for Pipe Dream. You can listen to it, and it's live. You can listen to it on YouTube or watch it on YouTube. Mike is always working on the camera and trying to get a better camera angle and all that good stuff. And I'm always criticizing him for misplacement of the camera. And because there's a good place to put it. And he hasn't found that sweet spot yet. And that's it. And you can listen to the stream. I know you can listen to it on comedypipe.com. I don't know where else you can listen to the stream. So that's it. Give it a listen. One guy talks, two guys listen. Sometimes two guys talk and one guy listens. There's talking, there's laughter, there's listening, there's laughter, and there's love. I don't know if really there's love. I know there's a lot of cynicism and sarcasm. Ugh. Anyway, no, it's fine. So there's the mileage report. Oh, what is the mileage report? Today in my Kia Rio, 219,026 miles. 219,026. Are you keeping track? You know, I should keep track. I'm going to have to do something. And then I'm going to tell you the difference between this and the previous podcast or the previous week. But basically, I put on 500 miles a week. Why do I even share this with you? Because this is the fastest podcast on earth. And as far as I know, and I'm probably wrong, why would I be that unique? But I'm probably, as far as I know, I'm probably wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, I am the only mobile podcast in the world. I'm not only the fastest podcast in the world, I'm the only one that does his podcast from the car. During my commute, I'm commuting to work right now. And why do I do that? Because I don't have any other time. Today I spent about 2 or 3 hours transferring or updating or uploading, whatever they call it, podcasts from my Spreaker page to my website. So now the website, dumbingitdownwithdave.com, is updated. All 37 episodes. This will be number 38. And I didn't update everything, like comments, you know, my info page, whatever, the comment, whatever. This, what do they call it? Yeah, the info page. I don't think that's what they call it, but every time I do a podcast, I say something, I go, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. And then later on I listen to it, oh yeah, because that's not what it's called. But whatever it is, where I put all the information, you know, that goes according to that particular episode. So I have to update all that stuff. There's so much to do. And I really would like to hire somebody. I'd like to pay somebody like $100 a month. $100 a month. How good is that for like a 16, 17, or 18-year-old kid or anybody who's just looking for a quick buck? $100 a month. All you got to do is update my Twitter, update my everything. Just update. Get me in all social media and update. And, you know, keep everything current. And right now I think I can only find my show on Spreaker. I don't think it's on iTunes. I don't think it's on Google Play. I don't think it's on Stitcher. And it should be. But it's not. Because I don't know how to do that. But baby steps, right? Here we are at episode 38. Who would have thought I would have made it this far? And I'm updating my own website now. You know, there's a lot of copy and pasting. Pastying? Yes. Pastying. Copy and pasting. Okay, we got to get to the it. What's the it in Dumbing It Down with Dave? Mark, my friend Mark, who listens to the show, made a comment many episodes ago that I read out loud to you in an episode titled I Got Mail, or Finally I Got an Email, or whatever it is. Look up my titles. It's the only one that has the word finally and email in it. But it was early on, and it's the only one I've gotten so far, only one email. The last episode I did at 37 is I criticized another buddy of mine, Todd, and I just posted it today. I don't know if he's happy about it, but I didn't say anything horrible. I just, you know, was really talking to him and to everybody else who listens to the show but doesn't email the show. And I was thinking about that today, and I don't feel bad about what I did. I didn't say anything horrible about Todd. You know, he's still a buddy of mine. He helped me a lot. By the way, he helped me out with my motorcycle. If it wasn't for him, then now this could be good or bad. If I survive, it's good. If I somehow, you know, get killed, you know, I don't think motorcycle riders like to joke about this. It doesn't bother me, though. It bothers me when people say things to me about it, but it doesn't bother me when I joke about it. If I get killed, it'll be horrible for him, because he'll probably be racked with guilt. It's like, oh my God, Dave was out. I wasn't going to get a motorcycle. I was out. I was done. I said, you know what? I got the license. It was a little bit of an F you to my parents, who always said no to me. And every little fun thing I ever wanted to do was no, because Jews don't ride motorcycles. Jews don't race go-karts. Jews don't watch NASCAR. I don't know what Jews do. What do Jews do? Well, I know what Jews do. They don't have a lot of fun. They make money and then they travel, I guess. What do I? They go on cruises. They go on Jew cruises. They call them Jewses. No, they don't. That's not really a word. Jewses. It's not bad. I'm going to Google that when I get home. Jewses. Did I mention my email address at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com? I think we're talking about emails now, so let's talk about dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Tweet me at dumbwithdave, dumbwithdave.com. The website is dumbingitdownwithdave.com, and you can find me on Spreaker. Although on Spreaker, I think I'm under Dave Canyon's tracks. I don't know why. Because I don't know what I'm doing. That's why. That's the answer to that. Because I don't know what I'm doing. It should be Dumbing It Down with Dave. But somehow I put it down as Dave Canyon's tracks. Because when I started the whole Spreaker thing, I didn't know what was going on. I don't think the prompts were as helpful as they could have been. There's my little criticism of Spreaker. Otherwise, I like Spreaker a lot. So, when I talked about Todd and the emails and all that other stuff, yeah. All right, so I thought about it today. I go, you know what, Dave? You're right. You know, emails, for me, like as I explained in an email in episode 37, for me, emailing is not a big deal. Writing out a letter, writing out a comment, writing something out is not a big deal. Going to my Yahoo, going to my Hotmail, going to my Gmail, whatever I go to, you know, it's not hard for me, but it is hard for other people. So Todd works on his bobber, his motorcycle. They call it a bobber, Bobber, and he's got it in a shop. He's in a shop, and I love that. I love that he's in a shop. He could be listening to the local classic radio station. He could be listening to his Sirius satellite if he has it. There's so much he could be doing. But he chooses to listen to Dumbing It Down with Dave, and that's great. I'm excited for that. And I expect most of you should be doing another activity while you're listening to the show. I don't expect anybody to listen to the show exclusively. You should be doing something else, I guess. Multitasking. So you're listening, and then all of a sudden you think, Dave said something, I want to comment. Well, he scribbled down notes, and then never put those notes to email and sent it. They're just sitting, now they're probably in the garbage. So I thought about that. I said, yeah, that's kind of tough. You know, you gotta muster up the energy. You gotta find the time. You gotta put a letter together. And if you want to put a thoughtful letter together, it's probably going to take you a while. It could take you a half hour. It could take you an hour. It could take you 5 minutes. I'm not looking for detailed letters. Any contact would be great. Like, you took the time to think about it. You know, if it was a call-in show, that would be great. You could just call in. But I've done call-in shows before, not on Spreaker, and it was still tough to get people to call in. So there's always a reason. There's always an excuse why people don't reach out to me. And I take that personally. I probably shouldn't, but I do take it personally because I've heard a million excuses. You know, when you're an artist, you got to have a thick skin. And I try to. I think I have a tough skin, a thick skin. And then sometimes I just have had it. You know, I was like, whatever they said. Yeah, I was going to, whatever. I was going to see you. I was going to call you. I was going to, but, you know, everything after but is like bullshit. Everything after but is a lie. The only truth is that you just didn't want to. Not enough. And I'm not saying anything bad. I'm saying listen to yourself. Think about it. Why didn't you? You know why? Because it just wasn't that important. That's really the pragmatic truth of it all. When you get right down to it, it just wasn't that important. Because if it was, you would have done it. And I'm not just speaking to Todd. I'm speaking to everybody, and myself for that matter. Now, I don't have... I often, more often than not, do write or communicate. But people who know me say... Who know me have heard me say time and time again, I got to write a letter. You know, to the editor. I got to write a letter to Governor Christie. Governor Christie, I actually got to write a letter, believe it or not, for some road issues. We have road issues in New Jersey. We're not allowed in the left lane, tractor trailers. We're not allowed in the left lane on Route 17 or Route 4, amongst many other roads. We're not allowed in the left lane. It's a 3-lane road. Why aren't I allowed in the left lane? You have 3 lanes. Why are you blocking me from the lane that gets me to my destination the most uninterrupted and the smoothest and the fastest? Why are you making me stay in the middle lane where all the other people who are afraid to be in the left lane and are smart enough to be in the right lane, not to be in the right lane? Because the right lane is about entering and exiting, entering and exiting, entering and exiting. The right lane is a mess on Route 4 and Route 17 and any other 2 or 3 lane road. Tractor trailers in New Jersey are just trying to get through. We're not making a million stops. We're not a taxi. We're not a pizza delivery. We're going through. Let us through. It's the only way to get from the New York State Thruway to the New Jersey Turnpike is Route 17. Okay, so I just gave you a little boring truck talk. Sorry. But this is why I need to write Governor Christie. But considering Bridgegate and all that, really, how far is that going to go? How far is that leg going to go? Hey, Governor Christie, you got a problem with your highway. Oh, really? Well, this got to be he probably thinks he's getting pranked. He's getting punked or whatever like that. No, you got to open up the left lane. This ban on tractor trailers in the left lane is ridiculous. Cross Bronx Expressway. Dear Mayor de Blasio, I'm sorry that I didn't write this letter 20 years ago to the previous 3 or 4 mayors. And by the way, not only should you let tractor trailers in the left lane of the Cross Bronx Expressway for the duration, for the entire length of the busiest stretch of I-95. Folks, if you don't know this, the Cross Bronx Expressway is, in fact, I-95. It is not next to it. It is not, it is it. It is I-95. The same I-95 that starts at Key West and goes all the way up to Maine. Does it? I don't know. Yeah, I-91 is not as long as I-95. I-95 is the long one. I-95 is a long road. It goes goes from the south to the north. All odd numbers interstates go north and south. All even numbered interstates go east and west. So it is a long stretch of road. That is one of the most crowded and populated, congested stretches of road. Pretty much from the George Washington Bridge toll, or the approach to the toll, all the way to Co-op City. It is amazingly congested every day. Everybody and his mother and his brother is driving on that stretch of road. It's tractor trailers, it's work vehicles, it's buses, charter buses, and it's taxis, and it's cars, and it's a lot of these crazy imports and motorcycles. It's everybody. It is so narrow, so congested. And they don't let trucks in the left lane. If they did, traffic would flow a lot smoother. Okay, more boring truck talk. My apologies. You just have to understand, folks, I do this every day. And every day I encounter stupid. Every day I encounter stupid. I know that when I leave the house, I'm going to encounter stupid. Whether it's other cars or it's just poor signage and it's poor traffic manipulation, control. Poor timing of lights that aren't synchronized, dark spots. There's a lot of dark spots out there, long stretches of road that should be illuminated, and they are not. Well, there you go. This is the it. You're looking for the it and dumbing it down with Dave? I guess we're talking about this. We were talking about emails. Then we went right into this. Well, it's a sub-it of the major it, which was all about being engaged and emailing and corresponding and writing and talking and listening, being empathetic. We need more empathy in the world. So I am one that is able to do that. And I would like to write more letters. The letters I don't write are usually political letters. Because I don't know who to write to. Is Christie the guy to write to in New Jersey? I know he's not going to read it. It's going to go to an intern. And what do they do with it? They just file it? Does it ever go up for conversation? Can they forward it? Should I be emailing a highway guy? Which highway guy? State highway guy? Federal highway guy? Or gal? Who's in charge? Am I really going to be the one that changes things? Is this letter for any good? Doesn't it have to be a movement? I read that somewhere. All great change comes from movements. There has to be a movement. Is the trucking industry going to get behind me? They don't even get behind themselves. I don't know if I can work. I don't know if I can have any confidence in the trucking industry. And why aren't they already doing it? Do they not know that it's really difficult to not be in the left lane on these roads? Did you guys know that northbound too, for a long stretch of the New Jersey Turnpike, there are 6 lanes? They're separated. There's 3 and 3. They're separated. 6 go south and 6 go north. So that's really 12 lanes. The New Jersey Turnpike From exit 16, I don't know, down to exit 9 or 8, there's a long stretch of the New Jersey Turnpike where there's a car lane and there's a car and truck lane. So there's 6 lanes, north and south. All right, generally speaking, 6 lanes. Do you know that trucks are only allowed in the 2 lanes furthest to the right, southbound, furthest to the west? 2 lanes out of 6 were allowed. Now, I'm going to tell you something. In the car and truck lane, I am often outside the 2 lanes. I haven't been on the New Jersey Turnpike in a long time south of Newark, but we used to go down to Edison, New Jersey a lot for my job. And I would go in the left lane, the third lane that we're not allowed in, because the right 2 lanes are so congested with trucks. It's ridiculous. It's dangerous. It's like in NASCAR when, once again, another NASCAR reference on the show. When the cars are running side by side, like 30 rows of 2 or 10 rows of 3, whatever it is, all that drafting going on. You know, everybody's waiting for the big one, for the big accident. Well, anyway, it's dangerous to have all those vehicles compressed into one small area. So I do ride in the left lane, and other trucks do also, because you get to a point you just had it. Enough is enough. Got to use common sense. By the way, if you're listening to this show for the first time, this is the first Dumbing It Down with Dave, the first Dumbcast. I don't talk about traffic and trucks and this every episode. It's not about that. I don't bring my work to my podcast. How much time do I have left? Oh, I can't even see. My eyes are so bad. All right, 3 minutes left. So, emailing. I understand that it's hard to email. If I had call in, maybe you can call in. Maybe if I had a phone number, one of those Google numbers or something that you could just call and leave a message and I'll play it. Would that be easier? You probably could just stop listening to the podcast on your phone, pause it, and dial the number, leave a message, and then I can play it. So I guess there's a Google number I can get. I'm not really sure. I'll find out. I'll try to find out. You want to find out for me? Go ahead. Find out for me and say, hey, Dave, I found a phone number that we can call and leave these messages for you, and you can play it on the air. That's fine, too. Any correspondence will do. It helps the show. But in the meantime, try to send an email. dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Try tweeting @dumbwithdave. Try clicking like. Listen to me on the Spreaker app. Because if you listen to me on the Spreaker app, and I don't know how difficult it is. I don't think it's difficult at all to download it on your smartphone or iOS, or what is that what they call it? iOS device? Be a tablet, whatever it is. There is a like button, there's a picture of a heart. You click that, you liked it, and then there's a comment button. You can just comment right there on the app. So you don't even have to worry about formulating an email. You just sit there with your phone or your tablet, whatever, and you just write a comment. You write an email. I don't even think you're even limited to any amount of characters or letters. Give it a shot, right? Be involved. Be engaged. All right. There you go. I'm almost at work. It's a beautiful day. I didn't go for a ride like I wanted to, and I'm upset about that. I wasted the day because I had to update the podcast. But wah. You got to grab those opportunities while you can. All right, listen, folks. I'm going to leave the show a little bit early today. Why not? You're going to remember to listen to Pipe Dream Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock, if anywhere you are in the world you are. If it's Wednesday in New York at 8 o'clock, that's when you listen to Pipe Dream. I might actually even be Skyping in today. Who knows? And then don't forget to email me if you can, dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Tweet me at dumbwithdave. And keep on listening. I try to do 2 shows a week. 2 shows. It's not too bad. Half hour or less. I like the new format. All right, folks, until then, it'd be great to hear from you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for trying. I appreciate it. Until then, goodbye. Good day. Good night. Good luck. Good riddance. Godspeed. And great skills. Take care. Oh, yeah, and don't forget to listen to Alex Exum and the Exum Experience at alexexum.com here on the Spreaker.com app. All right? Take care, guys. Thanks again. Have a great whatever it is you're doing. Bye.